They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of this place.
Hey everybody, this is Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now this video is gonna be about why you should live by the one strike rule. You see, I did a video about this a while ago, about the one strike rule, but that was earlier on in my YouTube times, So what is the one strike rule? Why you should live by the one strike rule? Now, I read Coach Greg Adams' Free Agent Lifestyle. I read a very huge chunk and a lot of it, you know what I mean? I tend to be someone that, tries to predict the next step, so I tend not to read the entire thing. I read a whole lot of it. Now, the reason you should live by the one strike as a man is that's all it takes. That's all it takes is one strike. All it takes is one strike and your whole life is over. You know what I'm saying? One false allegation, one lie about your character online to where someone, reading your job application sees your name pop up. He's a physical abuser. He abused me. He did this to me. He did that. You have to live by the one strike rule. The one strike rule is that anyone that disrespects you to a certain extent, and I'd say this, the one strike rule is different when it comes to how you handle your male friends versus the women you're dealing with. The one strike rule is understanding that you have one life. You have one life, you know what I mean? We've never seen somebody being reborn. So, we don't wanna gamble our entire life on that fact. So now, how do you live by the one strike? I'm gonna break it down. So when it comes to relationships, you have to understand, by living by the one strike, any sign of disrespect from your female significant other, you have to look at it as an escalation event. So here's the thing. Here's an example. You're walking with her in public and she just raises her voice too loudly. You know what I'm saying? Speaks too loud and brings negative attention to you. And here's the thing in this world. We never know who's recording with their phone, who's looking at you. We never know. So if she escalates her voice to that level where she disrespects you and risks damaging your character as a man, you have to leave. And the reason you have to leave is that you have to understand, because of how the laws are, because of how the laws work, you as a man in the eye of a woman only have value when you can walk away, when you can leave, when there are no legalities. There is none legally binding you. You're not married. Y'all don't own a house together. Y'all don't have children. The only time a woman will respect you as a man is that you're willing to leave. You're willing to leave at a drop of a dime if you're disrespected in any way. So you have to live by the one strike because, here's the story. Here's the truth is that if you're a celebrity, if you're a football athlete, if you're a, basketball player, if you're somebody in a high profile job, you have second strikes. You have third strikes. You know what I'm saying? But you have to, if you're a normal man, you have to live by one strike. You got to look at your relationship with her, that any sign of disrespect that undermines your authority, and your gender role, well, forget that gender role crap. Your sexual role as being a male in that relationship, you have to leave, because that means she doesn't respect the protection and provision you're giving her. A lot of men have been taught and redirected to looking at what they can give to a woman. You know what I'm saying? What you can provide. But here's the thing. You can't provide anything that you can't protect. If you can't protect it, what's the point of providing it? You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to understand as a man. You have to understand that your protection, you're providing her protection. Anytime a woman is with you, she knows that if anything goes down, any threat comes around her way, you're going to deal with it. You're going to be the person that has to handle it. So if your life is on the line with this woman, you're providing protection, then any sign of disrespect, you have to leave. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to give and live by the one strike rule. So, and here's the thing. The truth is this, with the laws being what they are, where, it's castrated and demasculinized men, that you have to leave. To live by the one strike rule, you have to look at any relationship with a woman, any moment of disrespect is the time that you have to leave her. Because if she's willing to disrespect you outside in front of the public, she's only gonna escalate. You know what I'm saying? And even if y'all in the house, if you come to the house and she starts arguing with you, and what I mean by you live by the one strike, you don't just walk away. You tell her it's done. I'm over. Now your best bet, of course, you don't tell her in person. You're better off doing it over the phone because that's a distance. That's a level of distance. She can't say, y'all got in a physical argument, yelling and fighting and all that. It escalated. No, you leave. You know what I'm saying? So to live by the one strike, you have to also understand you have one life, one strike. Let me repeat that. One life, one strike as a man. Because especially if you live in a society like you're in the U.S. or U.K., any place where there's no fault divorce, where there's all these laws that punish a man for nothing, you know what I'm saying, child support and all that, you have to live by the one strike rule, you know. So if she shows any sign of disrespect, you have to leave. It don't matter if y'all been dating for 5 years. You have to understand that things escalate. And the other thing is, the longer a woman is with you, as she ages, the more she understands that she has less value. She can't compete with the younger women that might be throwing themselves at you. So she's gonna escalate her anger. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is this, because of the way the laws work and everything like that, she's going to escalate in anger and look angry towards you and blame you, when in reality, she should be happier and supporting. Look, I know him. I'm with him. He's protected me. I've known this man for over years and all that. But if any time you have to look at any sign of disrespect as an escalation event. If she's willing to yell at you in public, what's next? You know what I'm saying? So before that happens, you know what I mean? She striked out once, you leave. There's another woman you could meet. You know what I'm saying? You leave. You know? So, that's how the one strike works. The one strike is the understanding that you only have one life. And as a man, we know the system is targeting us. So why would you volunteer to get to the point where your life could be destroyed? So you got to live by the one strike rule. Live by the one strike rule. So for example, you know what I'm saying, you're dating her. Even if, for example, and this is how dedicated you have to be by the one strike. Even if this woman, you've been together for years, you know what I'm saying? Let's say she had your child. and out of nowhere one day she started, splurting some words, disrespecting you in front of your child, it has to end that day. You have to do your legal filings and all that. It has to end. Because if she's willing to disrespect you at any time, what's next? You have to look at a woman's disrespect of you as an escalation event. A lot of the guys in the red pill community call that shit testing. You know what I'm saying? Where she's gonna do something to see, whether you pass or not, where you let her do it. You as a man have to understand that you as a man have to understand that anytime she disrespects you, you leave, man. That means if she commented on, something on your Instagram post and said something negative, or you're looking, even for example, y'all walking together. You see another woman, you like the way she looks, so you look at her. She gets an attitude. That is a strike right there. You gotta leave her. Because you're with her. If she doesn't see that, if she can't measure the difference between you're with her and that other woman just walked by, you just like what you saw. And another thing is you're the man in the relationship. You're the one risking your life on her just by being with her. Any challenge that comes, you're the one who's going to handle. So if she tries to check you because you're looking at another woman, you know what I'm saying? Instead of understanding, instead of asking you, you're looking at her, instead of her looking at, dang, what's wrong with me that I can't keep his attention anymore? Maybe I'm gaining weight. Maybe I didn't respect him enough. Maybe I didn't show him that I cared enough. Maybe when he came home, there was none cooked or none cleaned. Maybe I gave him something. Something about me needs to change. Something's wrong with me. If she's not willing to do that, you leave. The one strike rule is simple. Any sign of disrespect is an escalation event. You gotta treat it like that. So, you know what I mean? Even if, and here's the thing, man, live by the one strike is that, even if, like, let's say y'all at a party, y'all dancing, you know what I'm saying? And she just catches a level of attitude that risk her screaming or showcasing any sign of disrespect in the public eye. It has to end that day. Because you have to understand, because the way the laws are, women are no longer attracted to men that actually want a long-term relationship, because a long-term relationship is a man sacrificing his manhood to be under her will and what she deems necessary. That's what it means. So you as a man have to look at it, sad to say, that's what it's become. So if you're with her, any sign of disrespect is an escalation event. You know what I'm saying? And you have to leave after that. That's how you gotta look at it. You have to leave. She had one strike, I'm gonna go get me son else. You know what I'm saying? And if that one has a strike, I'm leaving that. You have to, as a man, be willing to leave. And that's what living by the one strike rule is, that you're willing to leave because your life is at risk. Your reputation. A lot of MGTOW and a lot of people want to talk about your life is at risk when there's a gunpoint. No. If it can threaten your livelihood, your job, your security, your name, you leave it. It's a threat against your life. You leave. And that's what you got to do when you live by the one strike. Now, when it comes to your male friends, the one strike rule is slightly different. If your male friend, for example, disrespected you in public to the point where there should not be any return. This person has gone too far, you got to leave them. They get one strike as well. But if it's just, a little small issue that you could handle, then, they get another strike. I think your male friends, you could potentially, you could give them at least 3 strikes. It all depends. But if a woman's involved, for example, your male friend is having a problem with his girlfriend and he's putting you on the line of fire and you tell him you don't want that around you, remember she could say you both abused her, you both bullied her, you both did this, you both did that. Then you explain to your male friend, you talk to him, he has to make a choice, either her or our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not willing to endanger your life because he's simping for his girl. That's when your male friend, you gotta give him one strike. Or in a case where, let's say, he hacked your account. You know what I'm saying? He hacked your social account. He hacked anything. He stole from you. That's one strike. But when it comes to a woman, due to the fact that if she turns her anger towards you and it can become public, then you have to one strike leave her. You cannot allow things to escalate. There's no point of de-escalating a situation. As a man, we live by one strike anyway. Your whole life as a man is you dodging potential fights with other men. You know what I'm saying? From getting to work, let's say you're driving, you're hoping no one has a road rage, another man who might come out of his car and fight you. You're hoping not to bump into another man so y'all could fight. We're already dealing with so much. So what's the point with working, working to better situation or de-escalate it when the risk, when it comes with your female significant other, is so high? And the other thing is there's plenty of other women. So the one strike rule as a man is understanding. You're already a target of the system. They want to register you as an offender. They want to put you on child support. They want to put you on alimony. So why would you at any moment set yourself up for that? So you have to live by one strike. You know, the one strike rule is simple. And the thing is, you have to tell your female friends and your male friends the same thing, that I live by the one strike. If you cross me a particular way, we done. We don't need to be friends anymore. We don't need to talk. Delete me out of your life. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to the female you're with, you gotta practice social distancing. You want to text her, send her a phone call, because those have receipts. You don't ever want to break up with a woman in front of her unless you're walking away. If you walk away and get the hell out of there, do that. But the one strike rule is letting her know, I won't be tolerating these. These are my standards. And if you break any of my standards, I'm gone. There won't be no talking. I'm blocking your number. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm gone. You as a man, that's how you have to live. You have to live by the one strike rule. She has no more than one strike, because all it takes is her getting a second chance to ruin your life. So you have to live by the one strike rule. All right. This has been Hold the Truth Hostage. And remember, if the truth was so important, we would hold it hostage and not speak with lies. And remember, live by the one strike rule. Live by the one strike.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of